welcome to the first ever episode of Engines of CSX. Today we're going to be talking about the SD40-3. Alright, here we go. Alright. Now that the SD40-2 has been in service for 30 years now, CSX was looking for a new locomotive that would in turn soon replace the SD40-2. The WV shops in Huntington launched the rebuild program. That means that any SD40-2 would be rebuilt into the now known SD40-3. These locomotives would come with an improved heating and AC system in the cab and a new control desk console, PTC, which means positive train control, and modernized startup systems. So instead of going outside to the engine bay to start the locomotive up, all you need to do is push a button that will start up the locomotive while still being in the cab. The SD40-3 would come equipped with either a Nathan K5LA or Leslie RS3L air horn. Here's an example of the K5LA. So how did the SD40-3 come to be? Remember that rebuild program we were talking about? Well, it's coming into play now. In 1966, EMD created a locomotive called the SD40. They were manufactured between 1966 and 1972. They soon came up with an improved version of the locomotive known as the SD40-2. The SD40-2 was mainly just a rebuild of the SD40. In 1986, CSX was created, and the main locomotives were AC 4400 CWs and GP38-2s. When CSX heard about the SD40-2, they made a deal with EMD to purchase 300 SD40-2s and add them to the roster. These locomotives could be found working on the Sandpatch grade route. No, I am not talking about Train Sim World, because that route is in Train Sim World, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about real life. However, something happened in 2001 that changed the history of the SD40-2 and CSX forever. On May 15, 2001, in the U.S. state of Ohio, SD40-2 number 888 was working in the yard for its next assignment. It was supposed to haul 47 cars that were full of hazardous material to another track. The engineer drove off up until the switch. He opened the dynamic brake valve, thinking that the train would stop. The train slowed enough for the engineer to jump off and switch the track. When the engineer switched the track, the train started to slowly move away from him. He ran toward the cab, but the train was moving too fast. It was dangerous to jump on. He tried to, but the locomotive sped off with him holding on to the handrail. When he let go, CSX employees showed up to him on the floor and a runaway train. They originally thought he had a heart attack, but that was false. The authorities were notified. Okay, this is getting long. Long story short, an employee jumped on and hit the automatic brake. The SD40-2 kept rolling on until 2011. As they reached 30 years of service, it was time for a change. The WV shops in Huntington launched a rebuild program to rebuild the SD40-2s into SD40-3s. The SD40-3s came equipped with new modern technology that I mentioned at the beginning. And that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like and sub, and also turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload. Bye, guys.